just going back to the partisan hackery, I was recently on, Abby Phillips's show, and we were talking about the Epstein files and whether or not, they should be released. I'm in favor of releasing them. I think the American people deserve to know.
Obviously. But
there was a conservative guy on the panel who immediately jumped to, well, why didn't the Democrats do it? And it's like, okay, sure. Why didn't I don't care. I don't care about the partisan stuff. Okay. Democrats didn't run on it. I'm not defending them. I would have liked for them to be the ones who ran on it and actually did it, but they didn't. The one who ran on it, well, Trump didn't necessarily run on it, but he did.
His voters want it.
His voters want it. Members of his administration kept using the Epstein files as bait to entice the base. And then also at the same time, while Trump might not have ran on it, he did use the Epstein files to attack Democrats like Bill Clinton, right? So you're drawing attention to that and you're making the release of the Epstein files a lot more desirable to your base. To then turn around and engage in this weird, what I believe to be a cover up, not a good look at all. So when we're having this discussion about what's happening at this very moment, and the Republican guy immediately goes to Democrats bad, it's okay, I know the Democrats are bad. Let's talk about this moment right now where promises were made, but promises are not kept when it comes to this specific issue.
Or the story itself. I mean, one of the problems with partisanship is it obscures the actual issue that I'd like to know more about. And so the Epstein thing, from my perspective, has been long known, almost 20 years. The guy was a pervert and was involved in apparently a really significant sex ring, okay, with some underage girls in it. So the whole thing is gross. We knew that. But what is it? Big picture, what is that? Where did the money come from? No one can answer that question.
Yeah, how did he make his money? How was he so wealthy?
Nobody knows.
Yeah, why did Les Wexner give him so much money?
Leon Black, what is that?
What's going on? Yeah, I know.
So what do you think the answer is?
I think he was an intelligence asset. That's my suspicion. Period.
Doing what? Blackmailing people?
I think it was a blackmail operation. Why were there cameras in the rooms where girls were being raped? What did he do with that footage? What was the point of that footage?
I have no cameras in any bedroom in my house.
Neither do I.
Normal people don't.
Right. He had relationships with people that were in intelligence. Obviously Robert Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell's father, was a hardcore Zionist and worked for Mossad. This is well documented.
Yeah, I don't think anyone disputes that.
And he introduced Ghislaine to Jeffrey Epstein. The fact that Jeffrey Epstein was a college dropout, but Bill Barr's father, who worked for the OSS, hired him to be a math teacher at the Dalton School, which is a prestigious school that would only hire prestigious teachers. Jeffrey Epstein wasn't that. He wasn't a prestigious teacher. He dropped out of college. I don't know. There's just a lot of smoke, and it's led to distrust in our institutions. It's led to a lot of suspicions. And I would like to know, and I think this is very important, whether we live in a sovereign country where our politicians are actually representing us, or if we're living in a situation where a foreign country might have blackmail on our politicians or people in positions of power. And as a result, that blackmail is being used to force these politicians to pursue policies that are not beneficial to the American people, but beneficial to a foreign country.
Do you really want to know, or will you admit that it's immoral of you to want to know, and that maybe you just can't handle the truth?
No,
and maybe you're a hater for wanting to know.
I want more than just me knowing. I want every single American to know. That's what I want. Yeah.
Last year, we did an interview with a woman called Casey Means. She's a surgeon educated at Stanford. She's the nominee for a Surgeon General right now. She really is one of the most amazing people I have ever met. The interview made me emotional. In it, she explained how the food that we eat, produced by huge food companies in conjunction with pharma, is wrecking our health and wrecking this country, making it weak and sick. She's the co-founder of a healthcare technology company called Levels, and we're proud to partner with them. And by proud, I mean actually proud, for real. Most of us are not metabolically healthy. Even worse, we're not aware that we're not. We have no idea where our health stands. As we speak now, we don't know how to improve it. With Levels Labs, you'll get insight into your health to help you understand where you are, to measure and optimize your well-being. It is the best thing you can do to get a picture of where your health stands and how to make it better. The Levels app works with something called the glucose monitor, CGM. And now the Levels membership comes with a 28-marker cardiometabolic blood test, giving you a comprehensive view of your health with clear guidance on how to improve it. You can also get the extended panel, which gives you an even more detailed view with 100+ biomarkers, real-time personal data. So you take control of your health for the better. You know what happens when you eat certain things. We just got word that Levels is offering this show's listeners annual memberships with an additional 2 free months through the website. The website is levels.link/Tucker. That's levels.link/Tucker, 2 months free.
At the end of the day, these politicians are nothing if it isn't if it weren't for the American people, right? So like right now, what's really interesting is in Congress, it appears that there's this bipartisan effort to force a vote to release the Epstein files.
Yes.
And the only reason why that's happening is because there's a very loud and aggressive portion of the MAGA base that's demanding it, and they're not letting it go. And I commend them because I agree with them. I think we need transparency. We need to know whether or not we literally have members in our government or influential people, in the periphery of our government who are pedophiles. I want to know.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
It's interesting, the framework that you laid out. The government of any country ought to be sovereign, which is to say it should make most of its big decisions on the basis of what's good for the people that it represents. And it's bad when foreign countries control your country.
Mm-hmm.
Those don't strike me as hateful statements at all. Those aren't expressions of animus against anybody, are they?
I don't think they're hateful statements at all. I'm an American. I love this country. I love the people in this country. And I don't want to live in this ridiculous perversion of the American government where they pretend to represent us, but in reality, Americans are on the back burner. Our tax dollars are being taken from us, not to help Americans who need help, but to give all sorts of subsidies to private industries that are already doing really well. Okay, they don't need extra subsidies or tax cuts or things like that. But in addition to that, all the foreign aid that we're pumping into the Middle East, Israel, right? Oftentimes when we talk about foreign aid that goes to Israel, at this point, I believe it's about, $4 billion a year on top of all of the military aid that we've been pumping into Israel over the last 2 years. I mean, it's unacceptable to me that we're doing that. And in the backdrop of that, you have the United States Congress cutting $1.1 trillion to Medicaid? Really? That's the problem? That's where we need to cut funding from? By the way, also cutting funding to food assistance. How do you justify sending tens of billions of dollars to Israel in the last 2 years alone while targeting cuts to Medicaid and food stamps? It makes me beyond angry. I think it's so unbelievably unjust. And if you speak out about it the way I'm doing right now, I'm sorry, I'm getting kind of aggressive. If you speak out about it like I am right now, people try to smear you as an anti-Semite. And you know what? I'm not an anti-Semite. I know what's in my heart. And I'm not going to let those smears stop me from saying what I know is correct and what's morally just.
Is it possible that people are slandered in order to prevent conversations like this from happening in the first place? So you said, I was hesitant to come on the show. The reason we wanted to book you and a bunch of people who work for me had the same feeling, is that it was what you just said. We can disagree on all kinds of things, but if the fundamental orientation is the U.S. government ought to make a good faith effort to improve the lives of Americans, that's not a partisan statement. That's not a crazy out there sentiment at all. And we saw that. It was like, oh yeah. And then you're like, yeah, but he's a Nazi. I can't do the Nazi show.
It's so, yes.
So you sort of want, I have all kinds of stupid opinions. I've said all kinds of stupid things. I've had ugly opinions in the past. I'm not defending every opinion I have had or even currently have. I'm merely saying to reduce someone to a caricature is a kind of tactic to prevent anyone from having a real conversation with the person.
It's meant to discredit. And yeah, you're right. It's meant to stop these types of conversations from happening.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. We hope you'll subscribe to it. And by the way, you can hit the little bell on there and get notifications every time we produce a video. We hope you'll do that also.